Great evening, everyone. Karibuni sana to the Kenya I Want campaign. Turn to the person next to you and tell them welcome. Yes, nice to have you here. We have another amazing audience that is watching us online, and I'd like to acknowledge them. We are live on Sarah House on YouTube page, okay? So live on Sarah House YouTube page. As the session continues, please, I want you to go to your social media platforms on X, on Facebook. The hashtag is to participate, okay? Yes, for those online, very much welcome. Before I forget, my beautiful name is Sharon Sifuma, Sifuma with an M, okay? My father usually says M comes before N, okay? Yes, so thank you so much. With me here, clearly, I am not alone. I would like to introduce these amazing people we are seeing, and they're looking good. Yes, they'll be our panelists for the evening, even as we discuss about the Kenya that we want. Before I introduce them, I want us to understand today we are gathered to talk about three key things. That's the Kenya that we want, okay? How do we attain the Kenya that we want? And then thirdly, what role does political parties play in achieving the Kenya that we want, okay? And a disclaimer, and I think it's important to set the ground rules for those here and those who are watching us online, that we are non-partisan, okay? And when we discuss about the Kenya that you want and the mentioning of political parties, we're not supporting a candidate. We are not saying join this party, don't join this one, okay? It's just us as young people gathering and sharing conversation. We listen, we're able to share insights, to reflect on things about the Kenya that we want. And we get to see how institutions and organizations actually play that role in achieving what we really want. Okay? Are we together? Yes, nimekuwa mwalimu wa darasa. Tuko pamoja hadi hapo. Also for our online audience, right? So yes, allow me to introduce the beautiful panel that is with me here. I'll start with the gentleman next to me. He goes by the name Kidi Mwaga. He's a Kenyan. I want you to say mm-hmm. When I say someone, say mm-hmm. Okay? We are together? Should we rehearse? So yeah, we say when I say someone, you say mm-hmm. Or clock it for the Gen Z energy, right? Yes. So with me, I have Kidi Mwaga. Bas. He is a Kenyan lawyer, political commentator, and youth advocate known for his contributions to public policy and governance debates. He has written extensively on constitutionalism, civic engagement, and youth participation in politics, and has been involved in initiatives that promote informed public discourse and leadership development among young people. Ladies and gentlemen, beautiful claps for Kidi Mwaga. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much for being here with us this evening. To the beautiful lady in the middle, Habiba. Hey, mrembo si you. Ni mrembo si you. Yes, allow me to introduce the beautiful lady with us. She goes by the name Habiba Abdi. She's a Kenyan youth political leader. She's a peace builder and mental health advocate dedicated to strengthening inclusive governance and amplifying the voices of women and young people. Through leadership in political parties, student governance, and national and international civic initiatives, she champions policies that promote education, gender equality, youth empowerment, and sustainable development. Ladies and gentlemen, beautiful claps for Habiba. Thank you for being here with us tonight. And to the gentleman, very full suit, very sharp. In a Gen Z era, we'll say sharp boy. Sharp man. So allow me to introduce him so that we all know who he is, even our online team. Honorable Erickson Odhiambo is a seasoned politician with extensive experience in civic engagement, political mobilization, and public leadership. He has led and supported various reform movements, including the Punguza Mizigo initiative, and has and has contributed to strengthening political organizing and civic engagement. He has also been actively involved in advancing conversations around youth participation, leadership development, and governance. His practical experience in the public affairs bring valuable insights into meaningful youth engagement and democratic participation. Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause for Honorable Erickson. Yes, karibuni sana. Thank you so much for being here. Before I start with the three key pillars of our conversation on the Kenya we want, how we attain it, and the role political parties play as an institute for the Kenya that we want, allow me to first of all have our media team to play a footage on the voices that the people from the streets that they are given about the Kenya that they want. Because aside from us who are present in this room today, there are millions of Kenyans out there watching online, and others who actually, some of us went and got their views about the Kenya that they want. Si mnataka kusikia? Yeah, let's hear what other people are saying, right? Those online, please feel free to comment, give your comments, tweet, comment, anything. Our hashtag is to participate. Right, so media team, are we ready with the footage? Yes, media team is getting ready. Even as they go and find the footage. Remember, we are posting online on the X pages and Facebook. Hashtag is to participate, right? And there are people joining us online. You can share the link to other young people through the same Sarah House on YouTube page. We are live on Sarah House on YouTube page. Media team, we're ready? Okay. You'll give me a clue when you guys are ready. Si tuendelee na conversation as they one or two technical hitches, but let them continue as we continue our conversation. So before I get to ask the panelists a few questions and on the Kenya that they want, I want us to listen from the audience. What is the Kenya that they want? And then I get to us. And then we get back to the video. I hope it will be ready by then, right? Awesome. So can someone help me circulate microphones, the people who are present here? 3 or so. Yes, thank you so much. Now, I want us, as we comment on the Kenya that we want, make it very brief. I know you people can have expressions and paragraphs and speeches, right? But you make it brief we start with the Kenya I want is alama ya dukuduku, and then you finish from there. Are we together? Yes, so someone, can I start with my microphone? Okay, I think I will now start going around, and now you'll be passing my mic, right? So let me start here. What is the Kenya that you want?
The Kenya I want is where our leaders are accountable for public resources, where every resource that is used through taxation can be accounted for properly. A Kenya that is transparent.
Thank you. A Kenya that is transparent.
Yes. Good evening. The Kenya that I want is a Kenya without goons.
Yes.
Sinamna hiyo?
Yes.
Before we go to roads, before we go to health, we cannot have a country whereby kila mahali kumejaa ngori. Oh.
And remember, we are keeping it brief.
Okay.
Something else. Just tell us your name. The Kenya I want is, okay? In a line. There are so many people. I want everyone to give a comment.
Okay.
Yes. Briefly.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. My name is Pascal Wambua from
Pascal.
Kilome constituency.
Yes.
The Kenya I want is as clean as this. Kenya without goons.
Thank you, Pascal.
As simple as that.
Thank you, Pascal. Someone else. I want like 2 more people or 3 more people. Yes.
My name is Engineer Chenan Edwin. The Kenya you want is a Kenya that is going to offer an affordable education and also quality. Affordable education and quality and meaningful health care.
Thank you, Engineer. Engineer is saying he wants affordable and quality education and healthcare. Thank you. 2 more people. The lady and then the gentleman, and then we.
Hi everyone. The Kenya I want is a Kenya where policies support women. Women viva.
Viva. Thank you.
Yes. Good evening.
Good evening.
My good name is Francis Ndolo from Machakos. And the Kenya that I want is a Kenya where politics of exclusion is a thing of the past. Thank you.
Thank you for being brief. I finish with you.
Good evening.
Yes.
Isaac Wanana is my name. The Kenya I want is where institutions work, and also that is without the manipulation of the executive, and where the democracy works.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for those amazing sentiments. Now, allow me to channel back to our panelists on the Kenya that they want, right? We also hear what they want. Do you guys have a Kenya that you want? Now tell me, like,
I guess I have thank you very much. I have the privilege of going first. The Kenya I want is aptly captured in our national anthem. That may we dwell in unity, peace, and liberty, and may plenty be found within our borders. Thank you.
That is so well stated. The Kenya that I want is a Kenya where your background does not determine your future. A Kenya where a trader from Machakos, a pastoralist in Marsabit, a young mother in Kibra can still get all the benefits as stated from how we've seen it in our national anthem.
Thank you.
Good evening. The Kenya that I want is inscribed in the preamble of the Constitution, chapter 1. It's about, I would love a Kenya that both the electorate understand that they have the power and the leaders hold it in trust. And it is not personal property. The Kenya that I want is a deficit of abductions, forced disappearances, and meritocracy is there. Thank you.
Thank you so much. They're amazing comments. Before we get back into the conversation, I think the footage is ready. Allow us to get to hear what other people outside there from different parts as well get to see what is the Kenya that they want, right? Yeah.
Hello wadau, it's your girl Maggie here. Niko Gikomba na nataka kusikia what is the Kenya that. Let's go. This is so cool. Tunachanua watu wakituchanua.
Niaje?
Kwa sana, uko fiti? Niambie.
Wewe ndo unaanza kuuliza maswali.
Bana, nataka kujua.
Haya, swali ya kwanza.
Kenya gani unataka?
Mimi Kenya? Nataka Kenya si ya dhuluma. Hiyo si ndio? Hiyo ya dhuluma, ya kupotezana. Na kumadan watu wana maadua.
Karibu kila mwezi ya kukosagi maandamano. Lazima kuwe na maandamano. So unatiki watu kaa sisi wenye tuna hustle hivi sisi ndio huwa tunaumia. Unaona sasa tukisema kaa leo kuwe na maandamano watu wakose kuingia kazi. Naona pande yangu ni mimi nitaumia.
Yani life imekuwa tu ni hard everywhere. Situation ni ngumu. Yani hata igava haijali hata mwananchi wa chini. Unanicheki. Yule mwananchi unapata na struggle huku gava huko na inamfinyilia. Kama ni hizo revenue taxes, sio akate basi tax kulingana na venye mwananchi anapata.
Na Kenya jo. Kenya yenyewe imekuwa ngumu.
Lakini ni gani unataka?
Lakini Kenya tu yani tukwe tu yani tukwe tu tunaweza kufanya shughuli zetu bila interference. Tukwe tu yani institutions zinaheshimu rights za raia. Yani ni Kenya tu yani Kenya mtu anaweza ishi popote kwa amani.
Hii Kenya hasa hii mwanzo security. Hatuna security kabisa.
Mimi Kenya ningesema kwa wakati tuko na majira yenye tunaishi ndio tuweze kubadilisha maisha yenye tunaishi kwa uongozi yenye iko. Mwanzo tubadilishe uongozi. Tukibadilisha uongozi mambo ingine tutajipanga yenyewe kama nini. Mambo yenye inadhuru mwananchi wa kawaida ni health. Hiyo ni hospitali, security, ulinzi na mambo kama environment.
It changes kitu ya kwanza mtu involve sisi kama mayouth. Unajua there is no need of hawa watu kusema ati sisi no the future ya kesho na yet hiyo future we involve kwa zile miradi yenye wewe unataka kupanga.
Mimi naweza taka kama gava sisi kama youth gava it create an enabling environment for us to work. Sasa kama mimi kama hustler hivi kama mimi duka yangu nikikuja nifungue that customer anaweza kuja anunue na asilie shida sana juu achafinyika. Currently sasa watu wamefinyika. Sasa anakuja analia shida sana. So unaweza taka tu gava create an enabling environment. Ndio ile change naweza nataka kuona. An enabling environment for biashara kama mimi niweze kuwork.
Sometimes watu wanajilaumu sana. Tulichagua huyu, now you have the chance. You got the voters card, you got everything. Use your mind independently. Kaa chini, fikiria. Yeah, the person mwenye unadhani utaweka hapo, muangalie in any perspective, in either positive and even in a negative perspective. And then come up with a good evaluation of the person, and now you get your answer. I can't choose for you, but when you do your evaluation, kindly come up with a smart answer.
Wananchi mnapopiga kura, muangalie sana ni nani mnapatia kura.
Nizaambia vijana kwanza number 1 wachukue kadi, kila mtu akue kadi, personally mimi niko kadi. And then tukienda pale kuvote ndio tupatie change. Uende pale na akili, usiende pale na emotions. Na usiende pale na ile kitu ya ati ni mtu wetu. Hakuna mtu wetu. Uende tu pale na akili, bebe tu akili yako, vote mtu wako the right leader.
Mwanzo tupende nchi yetu kabisa. Na tusikubali kuuza nchi yetu kwa pesa kidogo. Kila mtu ajue haki yake.
Also, I know there's someone through the Sarah House live link on YouTube. We're able to also hear what the young people online are saying. If there are comments up ready, we can be able to engage with them as well. Remember, we are live on Sarah House on YouTube. Now, the voices that we've had from different places, it represents the youth voices those who are in school. Maybe we have seen border people, we have seen people in business, job seekers, and maybe there are many more online voices out there from content creators, digital economists. The young people has a lot of professions in it, right? So through that, one thing I've seen commonly to my panelists, now I'm coming to you, one thing that I've seen that's interesting is that everyone's voice is different. Everyone has an idea of the Kenya that they want. I've had the thoughts of frustrations, aspect of security has really come out quite strong. The things of employment, dignity, fairness in opportunities, many young things. Now getting us to the second place of our discussion on how then do we attain this Kenya that we want? Because we've asked many young people and everyone has a Kenya that they envision. Now I want us to get to move from the what is the Kenya that we want to the how do we get the Kenya that we want, okay? My first question probably, maybe you can ask Kidi, based on what we've had and the discussions of the young people, how do we as young people become government priority? How do we become government priority where we have a Kenya that we want? How then does the government take this thing seriously? How do we become government priority in the conversations of the Kenya that we want?
Thank you very much, my sister Sifuma.
With an M.
I got it right.
Yes, you did.
Thank you. In attaining the Kenya we want, I think we must acknowledge where the problem, where the missing link has always been. We must appreciate that Kenya was colonized by the British and on the basis of divide and rule. When we attained independence, that software of divide and rule was not removed from our polity. Instead, it was renewed and turbocharged and has been the basis upon which we organize. Time has come, fellow Kenyans, where then to be able to attain the Kenya we want, we must be able to remove that software of divide and rule. Because every time you attempt to aspire for a new Kenya, there is what is called the ethnic, the tribal political elite, who will either come together or go asunder and come with narratives that are calculated at driving a wedge between the people of Kenya.
Okay.
I think so that I yield the floor to my other colleagues.
Yeah,
I
and then
think
how do
then,
young people now?
So then I think that the now. And
how do you become government priority?
In answering this, permit me to lean on the wisdom of Chinua Achebe when he says that we are not the children of this country. We are her parents because the Kenya we want is not yet born. And we are the generation that history has charged with the responsibility of birthing the Kenya we want by trumping politics of ethnic patronage, where you hear a leader say that from where we want power, and we have our own Gen Zs. I think that will help us attaining the Kenya we want, where we appreciate that we collectively want the same things, and we must come together irrespective of our ethnic extraction.
But how do we as young people become government's priority? How do we become government's priority at this point? Maybe someone can say we have been doing different things, but still young people, we are feeling we're not government priority. Someone from the video mentioned opportunities to young people and involvement in leadership. So how do we become that? A priority where government, when they sit, they remember there are young people somewhere. How do we become that government priority?
We become the priority by our numbers. And let me say this, that today we are having about 19 million young people who will be voting for the first time in 2027. If as young people we choose to play politics unusual, where we run away from the way politics is organized, and we start organizing around the issues that we care deeply about. Because one thing that comes from the video that we've watched is that the Kenya we want is an ideal that beats in the hearts of every Kenyan. So that then when we stop getting into politics through the lenses of our ethnicities, through the lenses of who is having much more money, I think, and beginning to rally around the questions like healthcare, affordable education, security for all, and plenty within our borders, I think every government in office
fact that you mentioned the numbers, there is power in numbers, and actually being, yes? Sitting in numbers, right? And actually being present in this, we become a priority to government if we have the numbers, right? Now, there's something that has been highlighted. A young person can say, sitting in numbers. Someone can argue and bring this point before I go to our next panelist to answer this. That we have shown up in numbers before. We have been to the streets. Gen Zs we have been to the streets, right? People showed up to Mandamano. Young people, even recently, from the Gen Z to 2024, the other young people even before us, we have always showed up in numbers to the streets and advocate. Maybe a question I will channel to Edward is that, how do we then move, now that we're in numbers and we still feel we're not yet government priority, how do we move from the expressions on how we've been doing it to an organized way of being a government priority? You together?
Yeah, we're together. So first of all, I think before I just answer your question, just to tie up what Kidi said, is that how to go about the Kenya we want, first of all, is young people to have conviction. We must emancipate ourselves from mental slavery. Yeah, we must realize, like Steve Biko once said, black consciousness, that we are capable people in all aspects of life. Includes leadership and politics. Now, to how young people will organize, I really supported how people went to the streets. They were exercising their constitutional right as per Chapter 35. Freedom of expression, presenting petitions, and talking about the ills of the government. But now, and I kept mentoring people and telling them, the problem is that we have to realize we have a presidential system.
Yeah.
And there's what we call institutional offices. You cannot make very big impacts from acting outside. So I would advise young people to take up these constitutional offices. How? by, first of all, lobbying their fellow young people who want to be in leadership, in parliament, in county assemblies, and even for the presidency. Because for this change to be realized, you cannot realize it as an outsider. You cannot realize it as someone who has folded their sleeves and you're a perennial complainer on the fence. That cannot happen. So I think I would love to see young people. I vied in the last election without money. Yeah. But what Kidia said makes sense. The young people.
The numbers. Someone is asking, did you get it?
No, I think the votes were not enough because the young people didn't come to vote.
Up. Yeah, there's power in numbers.
Yes,
adding to it.
Yes, so yeah, most young people shied away. And if you look at the numbers, the winning candidate had 7.1 to 2 million votes. The other second candidate had 6.9 million. The people who stayed away from voting are 8 million. Isn't that a president? Yeah? That constituency that stayed away from voting itself would have produced a president.
Correct.
An alternative.
True.
Yeah, an alternative. So I think that is one of the pathways that we can mitigate
from, aside from going to the streets.
Yes. And also, Syrian in numbers, we are 75% of the population between 19 to 35 years. Yeah. But we conglomerate around the tribal narrative, and we split our votes that way. And the political class are very happy
when that happens.
No, when we say young people say they are leaderless, faceless, they know you'll never touch those offices. Because so where is the impact? Where is the impact?
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. So interesting perspectives. Before I forget my online people, I know you're still there. Allow me to get to Habiba and answer this question, and then we get to see what also the people from online, what they're saying about the Kenya they want, and just getting to read a few of their comments. Remember, we are live on Sarah Hub, and our hashtag is to participate. We're live on YouTube. Now, I like the perspective that has been given, but then there's this question I really want to ask Habiba here, based on your expertise and your industry in terms of political involvement. Where does power sit? I know they know that young people have the numbers, right? I know they know all the things that have been mentioned, but where does power sit, and how can a young person, like whichever space they're coming from, how can they influence it? Because I like what Ella said. They know. They're even happy when we say we're leaderless. But how can a young person now influence that in regards to where power actually sits?
Thank you so much. So, drawing from what Kidi has mentioned and from what Edward has mentioned, at the end of the day now, the question becomes, tumeshaji organize, we understand what we want. So, where do we go to get the justice that we want? And so we need to now start realizing that even though Syrian in numbers, the numbers have always been there. So why have they not been listening to us? So that question is something that now I can be able to now rejoin into my answer. And that is, power is not only in State House. Power does not only lie with the president. Power lies Power lies in the institutions. And it lies in our capacity to now, after we've organized in our numbers, to go into those specific institutions, understand the processes that are there. Because as somebody who has been in this space, particularly as a technocrat, even as a professional person in the engineering space, this is something that we've continuously been seeing. There are systems and processes that are in place. And the question is, do we understand what those processes are, number one? Number two, we keep hearing that there are beautiful policies out there. They are just rotting on shelves. The question is, number one, who came up with those policies?
In the first place, the laws,
yes,
the budgets that actually.
Yes, because at the end of the day, that is what dictates what is going to be reflected out in the open. And that is the framework that they use to develop what we have now. So what space do we have? The space to go back in there and hold them accountable to the policy documents that they created. Second, policy power, rather, lies in the parliament, in our county assemblies. That is the law-making body of this country. Anytime they want to do something for themselves,
they go through that.
It can be done overnight if they want.
Yeah.
But when you go there, you want, for example, the sign language bill that was passed recently by Mheshimiwa Crystal Asige, Mulkhair, all these people. It took them quite some time to get that bill to be passed. But when they want to, for whatever interest that they have, they can be able to circumvent that and pass it. Yes. And so at the end of the day, we need to realize where power sits, and power sits in this institution. The next place where it sits is in the public finance processes.
As you conclude, and then I go to the
As I
online.
conclude,
Yes.
exactly. This is the biggest part. And I think for me, if we are able to break into this space, we are going to make a big change. That is where money, where money is supposed to go is going to be decided on. What priorities they have, that is where that budget is going to be planned. And so if we are able to focus on those spaces and ask the questions, because right now as we sit as a country, our MPs are actually sourced and gotten from. Yes. And then in our parliament.
I like that you're going ahead of time. We'll get that to the political parties at the third point.
Sure.
Chair.
Parliament, and then our public finance offices, and then another place where we can get assistance from is actually from independent institutions, including the courts and corporate institutions who have a civic social responsibility to assist in so many other things. And therefore, I think for me, with all that and understanding where power lies and not just at the top, we can be able to infiltrate these spaces and bring the change that we want.
Need. Thank you. Thank you. A round of applause for these amazing panelists. One thing that I'm hearing from you on how to attain the Kenya that you want, briefly to summarize, there has to be accountability in leadership, and not just entirely the president, everybody in leadership that's involved. Accountability when it comes to how systems are running for the people. I've had budgets, I've had policies, I've had laws in place, I've had institutions of how these things are actually done beyond just young people showing up in numbers in the streets. Allow me to focus on our online audience. I just want to hear what comments that there are about the Kenya that we want. I can pass the microphone to that side. And then I'm coming back to you. Sijawasahau, I've not forgotten you. Let me hear what people online are saying.
Great. Our live audience is actually very active. I have here somebody saying, "Uyo kijana amesema watu wache kumadwa," aka clap. Then we have the Kenya I want. The Kenya I want is where accountability is meant for everyone, but not for selected few. Yes, yes. I have somebody from Homa Bay who's saying, "I'm getting you live from Homa Bay. The Kenya I want is where education is free and right for everybody. Corruption-free Kenya." I also see somebody saying that. Somebody from Kisumu is saying, "The Kenya I want is whereby treasurer is young." Okay. The Kenya I want is where the voice of the marginalized is heard and being accounted for. So we'll get back to you. Continue commenting. Continue using the hashtag. Tutarudi kwenye watu wa online.
Yes, thank you. Online people, please keep joining, keep commenting. Our hashtag is... Now I want you guys to say the hashtag with psych. What's our hashtag for the... Correct, to participate, which brings me to why we are saying participate. Sijawasahau, my people. I'm coming to you shortly, right? Let's get the wisdom from these panelists, and then I open it up for questions, discussions that you may have. So please, if you have something you want to note down, a commentary, iandike mahali, right? Even our online people, if there's something you want to comment on and say on, write it somewhere. I'll open it up towards after we've delved in something, and then we get into the question and answer session, right? Yes. So, based on all that we have said, it brings me to the heart of today's conversations in regards to if young people are looking for jobs, if young people want better opportunity, right? From all that we've had, systems that work for the people, one that has been really profound, a leadership that listens to the people. The big question is now, we're moving from that, there are specific questions that we must start asking, right? And one of it is like, where are these leadership institutions being made? Where are these candidates, or where are these people that we are seeing as presidential candidates member of parliament candidates, where are they coming from? Who is influencing the space of who's coming up with manifestos, right? Where I've seen time and time again, coalitions have been formed. People have come together, formed coalitions, and have formed government. And what there is, where do these coalitions happen in the first place? There are a lot of things about policies and influences, and I like how the thing about MPs and in the parliamentary level. The big question now is, where do all these things happen? Where do all these things take place? Our panelists, where? We want the change, yes. We want jobs. Where do these things actually happen? Is it not political parties? Now, there's something I want to add to it, even as we start the discussion on political parties. Remember, this is a disclaimer I'll keep giving. We are non-partisan. This is a conversation for young people. So we're not here to tell you as a young person, join political party A, don't join B. We are not here to advocate for candidate A and candidate B. I don't want to use those hashtags. I know you know them at the back of your mind, right? Mnazijua? Msizi shout? But we want just to have the conversations and getting to see political parties as institutions that will actually bring the change that we want as a body. Because we've had a lot of commentaries about institutions of political parties, right? So yes, now to my panelists. Is there something you want to say? I want to bombard you with questions and then I bring it to the audience here. So there's something I realized when I was even getting to see feedbacks from people and just doing research, even as a young person. Sometimes the only time we hear political parties, or most of the time we hear about political parties, it's towards the elections or towards campaign season. Right now we know, I think, a number of political parties. What else do political parties do beyond campaigns, beyond elections? What do they do? On this other, we only hear them once a year to the election. These other 4 years or 3 years, what do they do? Who wants to take that question? What do political parties do beyond just it? Kitty, you already? I think.
Political parties, it must be understood.
Help us understand it.
It must be understood. Are the governments in waiting? And therefore, a government is as good as a political party that sweeps its way to power. First, political parties are the institutions, the vehicles with which masses are mobilized politically. Political parties, therefore, are platforms for policy alternatives, where you say that the government in power is offering this, this, and this, but we don't think that these are good policy interventions. When we come to power, we'll offer this. So political parties are platforms of policy articulation. Number 3 is that political parties are also the institutions where leadership is identified, nurtured, and deployed.
So political parties, before campaign, they identify leadership, they nurture.
Yes,
okay,
and then they deploy it. And ultimately, political parties should be instruments of national unity. That let us disagree on the ideas without being disagreeable. So that, but a few times you realize that when we go back to the problem I was pointing out earlier,
the divide and rule.
Yes, you realize that then certain parts of the country say that we identify with this political party because we speak, for instance, this language, and therefore we don't want people who
because
speak
the leader is from that political.
Oh, very good. But then I think that as young people who are saying that they are part of the Kenya they want, that they are going to birth a new Kenya, is that then political parties must be institutions of national unity, where the idea you propagate should be an idea that someone from the Lake region identifies with, someone from the mountain identifies with, someone from the Rift Valley identifies with, and every Kenya from every place, every part of this country can either agree or disagree with you on the strength of your argument. Because as the speaker Wetangula likes to say, that a good idea must always give way to a better idea. Thank you.
Thank you, Katie, for that. Round of applause. Feel free to clap. Feel free to clap in the session. Thank you for those sentiments on details about what political parties do. Because as a young person, I can just think these people only show up when it comes to elections and they want nipigieni kura, you know. And maybe let me direct this to Edward. There is something that
Erickson.
Erickson. I am so sorry. Let me direct this to Erickson. My apologies for that. How do there's the sentiment that have been shared about political parties influencing laws, policies, budgets, and things like that, and then passing bills and what there is. My question will be like, how do political parties do that? How do political parties influence? What's the process?
So
let me give an example as you answer. For instance, one issue, let me say like jobs. Young person is saying we want equal opportunities or jobs or something. Take us through the process of how the political parties ensure this problem of the Kenya I want becomes a law, is considered in budgeting and things like that.
Okay, first of all, I want to comment on what political parties do before election.
Okay.
Political parties are supposed to be incubation hubs of ideas for the benefit of the people. Unfortunately, out of experience, political parties lack ideology in Kenya. If you go to any political party page right now, I dare you to go, very few you'll find on what they stand for. You'll find a very big picture of a party leader, but almost zero on what they stand for. So that is one of the problems. Second, I think us Kenyans are co-conspirators because political parties are funded by the public. You fund it.
Tell us how do we fund it?
There is a political parties fund, and since we are being non-partisan, there are some parties that received 275 million
from the people,
from you,
from us,
from your pocket.
Tell us how do we fund them? Because is it through taxes? How do we fund them?
It is an act of legislation. Yeah, we legislated it. We gave it to them through the constitution for them to do political mobilization.
A young person can ask, if I want to, the funding that you're saying, am I saying this one is going to party A or party B? Or just the funds they give parties?
No,
explain it a bit.
The funds are given according to the number of representation you have in parliament.
Okay.
Yeah. So the bigger constituency you have, the more money you get. The problem is that this money gets to wananchi through handouts and not real transformative, leadership. Yeah, or programs for young people to realize and be incubated in these political parties to be serious political actors. So as co-conspirators, first of all, we should realize that we should really tell these political parties to be accountable to this money they get. Yeah.
Aside from just handouts.
Aside from handouts, yeah. It's supposed to be transformative. Yeah, that's one. So now on your question
on policies and
on policies, I think I've even answered it in what I was saying, because now it's not happening. It is politics, and you see there have also political parties have weaponized poverty. They have weaponized it because once you're hungry, you'll not think about questioning someone. You just want 200 to eat and sleep that day. Yeah. And just to add on, I had something here I forgot to show the very good audience here.
Yes.
So today in the morning, I went to Senator Okiya Omtata's office because he came across a petition I put to Parliament. I'm just saying how you can participate in making Kenya better. Even being outside office.
But you can refrain from names.
Yes. No, the bill has to be presented in Senate because I petitioned Parliament, but Parliament did not act on it. So I decided to go and tell a sitting senator to go and discuss this bill in the floor of the House. It's about national childhood protection and digital responsibility petition. Yeah. So I think as young people, we need to be very ambitious in these spaces and make sure that the leadership listens not only from the streets. I also did a recall of an MP that I will not name, and it was challenged in court, but it's still ongoing. You know how the recalling an MP is hard, but once they realize that young people have the intellectual wherewith of challenging them in different spaces, then it's a game changer, I tell you. Thank you.
Great for policies. One more thing before I move to Abiba here. When we talk about, I liked how you mentioned the thing and policy and how it comes to law, but then how do political parties influence budgets? How do they influence budgets and also the laws that become law at the end of the day?
So this is the 13th parliament, I believe. Unfortunately, it's an appendage of the executive, because anything that is brought to the floor of the house that is not pro people passes. Anything that is pro people is never discussed, like this bill.
Why is it not discussed?
Because now, you see, that's why we should interrogate the characters who are going to parliament and their parties, because you see, in parliament is where the laws are made. The executive cannot make a law. So what do? What has been the modus operandi? They make sure that they galvanize the parliament and MPs are bought off. Right now we have a mongrel called broad-based. So even the opposition MPs vote on government bills like they are their own bills. So I think we should have an independent parliament, and I'm really encouraging anyone who wants to vie for these seats, go and just create an alternative in your electorate. Tell them this is what you're going to do. You know, a member of parliament, unfortunately, I'm saying a member of parliament is not supposed to go for matangas. This guy should be in parliament, legislating, oversighting, and representing you.
And representing the people.
Yes, please.
Okay. I'm seeing a lot of facial expressions. I'm coming to you with the questions. There's something that has been mentioned. Abiba, I want you to answer before I get to our audience and our online engagement. We have seen how political parties work. We have seen the roles they play beyond just what we usually think about elections. Erickson has highlighted the weaknesses that do exist in these political parties. And sometimes a young person can argue, someone can say some of these goons are sent through political parties. Why should I care to want to know about political parties? Mbona nijishughulishe kujua what they do? What's the essence at the end of the day? Can you address that?
Truly, I mean, that's a question anybody can ask. And from my standpoint, I understand the frustration that is within the general populace with regards to political parties. The intended framework for political parties to function is not what we are seeing today. Yeah. And we can see across the world, political parties are very issue-based. They have very clear ideologies. And drawing back from what Erickson had mentioned, that our country does not have political parties, or rather more political parties that are ideology based. When you ask someone about a political party, they will immediately think of a figure, of a person, instead of an action or an issue that they stand for. And so at the end of the day, anyone would ask, if this person, ABCD, why should I join? You know? And then my question now, my counter question to a question like that is, understanding now things are not going okay.
Yeah.
Why do we continue letting them be like that? We already have a proper framework for how political parties should be like. So once we decide that we are no longer part of political parties, and we know that these political parties are shaping our very reality, who is going to be the change? If we withdraw, who is going to go in there and change it? And so as a person who is an active member of a political party, this is exactly why I end political parties, not because they are doing a lot of things okay, but because a lot of things are going wrong. And I feel like, and I know that there is unity and being a capacity that I can be able to bring into this space and bring change within it. And so at the end of the day, we now go to ask, what you people should do differently as political parties. Number one, centering yourself across an ideology. We can see clear ideologies from places like Europe. There's a party called the Green Movement Party. They are environment-based political party. They have a very clear...
People know the values and manifestos of what the party does beyond just the person who leads
beyond that. And they go even further to shape environmental policies. Can you imagine what that would look like in a country like ours, where one party is like, sisi ni watu wa elimu peke yake, sisi hapa priority yetu kabisa ni elimu, ama wengine ni employment. These people would be able to draw in masses of people who can be able to advise, this is what we want in terms of employment, this is what we want in terms of education, and that is able to shape the policy that becomes eventual reality. And therefore, as a young person, you need to understand that calling yourself partyless is you withdrawing from the possible change that you could have brought into this country. And therefore, you as a young person should go in there. Si tuko na numbers. Yeah. Come with the numbers. Identify within ourselves, beyond the tribeless, beyond the leaderless. Look within each other and say, matumaini yangu kama mwananchi ni nini? Nataka elimu, nataka employment, nataka hii. Organize yourselves around that issue, because it starts with us. And then flock into those parties and tell them, sisi tuko hapa, we want 1, 2, 3 things. And they have to change, because this is now what majority wants. We are living in a democracy, is it not? Yes. And so at the end of the day, young people like you and me should join a political party.
Okay, thank you. Makofi. Thank you. Now I know you have been burning, and I'm coming to you. The online audience, keep tweeting, keep commenting on what some of these discussions that you're having. Send in your questions, your feedback. Remember, we are live on Sarah Hub. Yes, now to our audience. We've had a lot of things. Nishaona mikono. Give me a minute. We've had a lot of things, right? And I want us to also engage with our panelists. We ask questions, we give commentaries. But do you have feedback from our online team? Okay, let me read the feedback from online team, and then I get to us, okay? Yes, tell us what the people online are saying. If they have a question, one of our panelists can address. And then I come to the ones here who are burning with many questions, okay? Yeah.
Online ni kumoto.
Yes.
So there's somebody who's saying, I love the conversation, keep it up. Thank you so much for following up. The Kenya I want is a Kenya by where young people are given job opportunities, not based on nepotism. We have somebody who is saying, the Kenya I want is the Kenya that prioritizes the rights and dignity of its people. Last one, then I think we can do the audience here. The Kenya I want is a Kenya whereby peace is visible through dignified life for every citizen, and not through the absence of violence. Yes, continue commenting.
They can even ask us many questions to our panelists that they may have.
Yeah, in case you have a question.
Okay, thank you. Before the mic starts going round, I want us to give a framework, right? As we respond, ensure they are focused on those 3 key pillars. The Kenya that we want, the political parties, even if it's a question, a comment, and then we remember we keep time and allow more people to communicate and converse. Yes, you can tell us your name. I think we'll start with the gentleman and then the 2 and then him. I can take like a couple of questions. Please be brief so that I address as many as possible. And we can come to this other side as well. So tell us your name, and maybe if it's a question or a comment. Yes.
Praise God. Praise God again. I will borrow a leaf from Chinua Achebe, just like my senior Kidi Mwaga, that a woman who started cooking earlier than another has more broken pots. Where am I heading with this? I've heard a lot of what we are talking about, and I'm afraid that as young people, we are living in a place called utopia. The IRA cohort, and I realized that we are the maximum here, we are the majority. When we were doing the factors that bring people to vote, one of the first factors was ethnicity. Every time we discuss about tribes, I think that as young people, we should move from that place of fighting tribalism blanketly. Because I'm the incoming senator of Kiambu County. I'm Gishangi Gitonga. And
remember, we are refraining from campaigning for individuals and political. Yes, keep to course on the Kenya that you want, the whites playing and the political parties. For the sake of other people to also comment, right? Yes.
When I go to vie in Kiambu County and I go to speak to those people a language like French, they will never elect me. So guys, as young people, I also believe that as we speak about tribalism, about ethnicity, let us also know how to work within the frameworks that are already there.
Yeah.
Let us not blanketly condemn tribalism. And also, I feel that at some points we are veering off the objectives. So, moderator, please check on that.
Okay. The two gentlemen. Thank you for the comment and the feedback. Yes.
Hi.
Oh, the lady at the back, and then we come to the two gentlemen.
Good evening, everyone.
Yeah.
I am Kaikai Nepame, and I have 1 or 2 comments to put across. I have listened to the panelists, but I have a feeling that you guys are pushing some narrative. You can't ask someone a question and want to direct them how they will answer it. Let people answer freely without pushing it like, we want an outcome of this conversation to be something. Number
Yeah,
one.
the aim is to
Number
ensure
two,
many people communicate.
Please don't ever cut me when I'm speaking. When you cut someone when they're speaking, you interfere with their thought process. So
Okay.
let someone speak, let them finish, then you
Yes.
respond after.
Okay.
Okay?
Do ask your question.
So my question
Yeah.
is, I actually don't have a question. I was making a comment, and then
Yeah.
you have interfered with my thought process. So now I can't talk.
Apologies for that. In case of anything, write it down so that you don't forget. Okay. So a question or a comment? Anyone who has a question or a comment to make?
Okay. Good evening. My name is Obed Mombasa Wandieki. So my question is directed to Mr. Erickson. From what I heard you speak, you have a petition with you, which has been accumulating in the cabinets of the National Assembly. Clearly, it took time to be implemented, just like the way you wanted. So my question is, where do you think you could have touched? Which right button could have you touched for your petition to be considered progressively so that you can achieve what you wanted? Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. I'll allow 2 more and then we can answer collectively. Yes. Good evening.
I just want to make a brief comment. Sorry.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
My name is Amos Omatagaro, an MP aspirant for South Mugiran constituency. I stand to make a brief comment. The panelist, Erickson, said that political parties lack ideologies. It's in my opinion to say that political parties have ideologies. The only thing that they lack is the goodwill to stand, that the members, those who belong to these political parties, lack the goodwill to stand for their ideologies, and they lack the goodwill to improve the conditions and the welfare of the common citizens. And this now takes us back to the first question that you posed to the panelists.
Yeah.
How then do we become the priority of our government? For us to become the priority of our government, then we must encourage young people and the general citizens to join political parties. Because it's important for us to agree that the laws and the policies that are enacted in the Parliament of Kenya are influenced by the political parties. So then how do we influence what happens in the Parliament? Let us join political parties. So therefore, if we join the political parties as young people, because Kid also said that we have numbers, but our numbers can only make sense if we participate, not just participation, but have meaningful participation through institutions which Abiba talked about.
Okay.
So therefore, as I conclude,
yes,
please,
as you conclude,
the reforms that we want, as we saw the clips that we watched, we already saw what Kenyans want, the Kenya we want. But how do we achieve the Kenya we want? Let us mobilize ourselves. Let us mobilize young people. Be part of the institutions that are important, which is the political parties, and bring the reforms that will give birth to the Kenya that we want.
Thank you. Thank you. I like that you said policies are there, but goodwill. Yes.
Okay.
Mine is very brief.
Okay. Please be brief. I want as many people to comment.
Sifuma and
So,
team.
very brief.
Mine is a question,
Yes,
perhaps.
please ask.
So Sifuma,
Your name,
and team.
please,
My
and
name
then-
is Francis Ndolo from Machakos.
Yes.
And I'm asking, we are here, pushing this conversation on how young people need to take active participation on issues that, in building their future and of course building the Kenya that they want. And my question is, what is the place of history in us, getting what we really want? Because when you look at where the country has come from since 1963, where we end, socialism politics of Wangigo Ndinga and the capitalism politics of Mzee Kenyatta, and the successive, the many events that have happened over the years, and how they've shaped the politics of today. Because you realize that we are here sitting here, carrying out a conversation that's going to affect people of different ages, people who belong to different times, and these different times, they hold very different ideas, different opinions in what we call generational myopia. So how are we going to converge the ideas from those very times,
generational
conversation for us as a country to start seeing things from a common front? Because unless we look at things from, generational perspective, historical perspective, perhaps we may not be able to go far. So how, as young people, can we be able to address those issues, also holding on to the belief that and the conviction that we can make things work? Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Allow me to get here and then I give you a chance.
Hello. Hi.
Hi.
My name is Kerry Muita. I'm not sure if this mic is working.
Yeah. Can the media team, can you hear what you say?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, they can.
Hello, everybody. My name is Kerry Muita. I'm a human rights defender. I work to advance democracy and social accountability. And my question really is, I'm reflecting, and the first thing that comes to mind is, one, how really do we decentralize these conversations? A lot has been done, but I am not convinced that civic engagements are decentralized enough, especially in areas that they matter the most. And second, how do we position young people, even, as we hype, the whole story about young people and getting to actively participate in politics? How do you convince the common citizen that you're not just taking this position because you're simply a young person? Because there are a lot of people, you can be you can be a young person, but to have moral integrity is another different story. So even as we encourage youth participation in politics, how do you position them to be better, is that I can actually vote for you because of your moral integrity? Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Everybody will take that question? Okay. Yes, and I've not seen the ladies. Are we skipping them? Yes. And then we come here and then I'll allow the panelists. Okay.
Thank you so much. I'm Amondi Calvins.
Yes, Calvin.
Yes, I think we should be given time to at least speak about, we are asking ourselves the Kenya we want.
Yes, we are.
So we shouldn't be cut short when we're speaking about the Kenya we want.
I agree with you. They should be cut short,
Thank you so
but we
much.
also have to keep the interest of time for many people to also comment.
Thank you so
Because we
much.
also have an online audience. Okay?
All right. So I think when we're talking about the Kenya we want, we need to get involved. That is the basic thing. We need to get involved, because when we're speaking about Kenya we want, then for instance, we have got an election next year.
Yes.
And maybe in brief, we are talking about politics, because were it not for the politics, then we wouldn't be here. So, for instance, we have got elections that are supposed to take place next year.
Yes.
So, for us to have the Kenya we want, then it is upon us. And I want to buy the idea that my brother just said some few minutes ago, that we must be registered voters and in political parties. Because, for instance, if I'm a UDA, or rather
Praying for
ODM.
mentioning political parties, but continue.
Oh, sorry, I've mentioned, so let me proceed.
Yes.
For instance, if I'm a UDA member, I cannot vote a Jubilee candidate, because right that I wanted to be a Jubilee candidate, I would have registered to be that for that party. So I think the basic thing is that we must get registered as voters and be in political forums so that we have the Kenya we want.
Okay.
Other than that, then we will not have the Kenya we want.
Kenya that we want.
Regards.
Thank you.
Thank
I
you
like
so
the
much.
fact that you said registering as voters. Can I take how many? 2 more people? one more person. Okay, one more person, and then there are 2 hands that had been raised for so long, and then I give the lady a chance. We get to our panelists. Yes.
Good evening.
Yes,
I'm
good evening.
Clinton Obuya.
Yes, Clinton.
I speak for the Kenya that I want.
Yes.
I want a Kenya whereby we'll move from being exporters of raw materials to producers of goods so that we can impact our manufacturing and agricultural sector. The other thing is also a Kenya whereby we create jobs for the youth by funding innovations, SME, and industrialization rather than funding goonship. And then lastly, a populace that is informed on matters to do with governance. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the Kenya that we want. I appreciate. Now, can I get to him? And then please remember we are live on Sarah Hub. If there are more comments online, we can check that out as well so that we read their questions and comments that they may have. Yes.
Yeah. Yes, my name is Pascal Wambua.
Yes, Pascal.
And Wambua means rain. So it's a coincidence. That's why I'm smiling and I'm very happy. That means I was born while it was raining.
It was raining.
I've got three very brief questions here.
Yes.
We have talked about the Kenya we want. Very well. A very nice conversation. But when it comes to implementing what we have just discussed, that's where now we draw the line. When are we going to implement the good things that we have said about the Kenya we want? I think we should give ourselves timelines on when we should actualize this, because like the issue of goonies, we should leave this place with a framework of how and when we can stop this, because it is we the people who are going to stop this. The second question is, we have talked about political parties. I put myself in the shoes of that person who is in Kasikeu. That young person known as Mutiso, not Mutuse. I'm talking of Mutiso. Mutiso wants to join a political party. And he wants that political party, when he joins that party, he wants that road from Kasikeu to Kasipul, Iwekwe Lami. How will that be actualized? And then we have got this issue of political parties whereby the party leader comes to a place and says, najua nataka power. Na ndio nipate power, munipee mbunge, munipee MCA, munipee senator, as in mpige kura suki. In most cases, unapataga, those people who are being told to vote for them suit, MCA ni ovyo. Hapa kwa MP unakuja unapata MP pia ni ovyo. But because he is in that political party, whereby the party leader is seeking maybe to be the president, na anataka power, so amekuja ametuinfluence tupige suti. So how are we now helping those young people to avoid mistakes like the mistake they have been doing in previous elections? Because it's a concern. Next year, those presidential candidates watakuja, nipeeni suti. Now help the young people there.
They're there. As I know, I hope we are noting down the questions, and then I like the fact that the action steps we as young people should take moving forward, because beyond just discussing the issues and conversations and the Kenya that we want, we also need to move to now the actions. What's our role as young people, right? Yes, the lady, and then I'll go to the panelists. If there are commentaries and questions online, I'm coming back to you after. Yes, okay. The three of you, I get the panelists, and then we go the online, and then we wrap this. Yes.
Okay. Good evening.
Good evening.
Okay, I'm Faith Mbetu.
Yes, Faith.
Personally, I just stood up because the ladies were few. So it is my take when it comes to political parties.
Yeah.
They should not be one person based or one person centered. Political parties, they should be permanent institutions. Like we should be having a political party that existed since the day, like let's say in the 19th and then until right now. In that way, it will be easier to see the progress and also to monitor how political parties works and not one person based. Let it be for the public.
For the public,
Yeah.
yeah. Moving from glorifying individuals in the parties and more people-centered. Yes, the lady, reading online comments? Yes. Can I allow this too, and then we go to online, and then I leave to my panelists. There's so many questions for them, so I don't want them to be to be overwhelming. Yes.
Oh, good afternoon, everyone.
Good evening.
Oh, it's evening.
Yes,
Sorry. I'm Otieno Daisy.
Yes.
And also I'll watch. I think I'll watch is related to rain. I'm also I'll watch. Wambua.
Yeah.
It's also related to rain. Yeah. So it's so unfortunate that everyone is speaking about the Kenya they want, but they're relating it to someone else.
Yeah.
Because when I look all over, I see limitless potential in you guys. And the Kenya we want begins by you applying whatever you expect the other person to be. That is the Kenya you want.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I like the demystifying of individuals to agenda of what's the Kenya we want and how to attain it. Yes.
My name is Engineer Chanane.
Yes, engineer.
There is one thing that my learned friend said, that the current parliament is an appendage of the executive. So we are urging young people to join political parties, of which it is good. But there is this, most of our constituents, our MPs, they have been tongue-tied to make a decision with respect to which political party they belong to. For example, I belong to political party X. I have an ambition of transforming the education system, the health sector of my people, right? But because the constitution of party X or the party leader of X has said, we are going to move on this direction, it is limiting these people to make a decision that is going to favor the common mwananchi.
Yeah.
So in an event that person decides to say, now, for it as it may, let me die for the people, you find out that they will remove them from, I don't want to quote it out, right? So, as young people, if at all we are going to be excluded from these political parties, what is going to limit us from registering our own political party? So that is going to give somebody a bandwidth. It is going to give you a very big bandwidth of reasoning. It is going to give you what you call the line of sight, the symmetry of opening up your transformative ideas into real stuff. As I wind up,
yes,
as you should be shallow in thinking that you're going to join a political party that existed for 30 years and expect yourself to be the party leader in the next 5 years. Forget all about that one. Because one, what if the political party's constitution, it has been scaled to limit you? What if the political party's arrangement, it is there so that a young, a vibrant, and a transformative mind won't ascend to that seat that is going to bring change? As somebody else said, that most of our political parties, they take poverty to be an advantage, right?
Yeah.
We take that poverty to be the VAR of what you're going to do. For example, when you are hungry, you can never reason, right? They always say a human being is more stupid when hungry. So sometimes
as they conclude.
So as I conclude,
yes,
as you young people, if at all the political party has existed for 30 years and has never brought change, do what? Let us register our own that is going to give us an open play for us to bring change.
To bring the change. Thank you. So, a minute before we get into our online audience. Yes, before we get to online, I feel there's so many questions and feedback that have come up. Allow me, the panelists to answer what they have on their plate, and then I come to the online team, okay? Yes, keep tweeting. Our hashtag is to participate. Yes. Who should I start with? There's so many questions that have been raised. Have you guys been noting it down? Yes. I'll allow. You were addressed quite a number of times. Would you like to start? Yes, with the questions that you have. We can maybe read the question a bit so that people can remember, and then as you answer. Yeah.
This is a very informed audience. I like that. I love that kind of thinking. Yeah. I think I can start with Engineer Chana. Engineer Chanane. What you're saying, I have a response and also to agree with you. I agree with you that if there's no space in these political parties, that was my idea. If you have a conviction, form another political party. I said that in one of my conversations. So I really agree with your sentiments. And I think young people, the only problem is now, Sifuma, you know, you said that we cannot talk
Yes.
about political parties, but now that it has been brought, I need to answer.
Yeah, we try and refrain from mentioning.
Yes.
Yes.
So I have been part and parcel of forming a political party, and it's tedious. So young people, you need the numbers together, because the state has made it expensive so that you will not form, and the same players will remain at the top. Yeah. So, I think so many of you will leave here with my number. Those are things we have been thinking about, but you see, the state is, you know, sometimes doesn't give us the space. There's this good gentleman. What's your name again? No, this at the back. Yes. Obed. Yes. He said something about the petition that I have. So, you know, this should give us an idea of why I'm saying, I think I'll be answering also the gentleman who has said Parliament is working. Why Parliament is not working? You see, Parliament is a public institution, and it exists to make sure your life is better, make sure money goes to the counties, the Senate it's a bicameral house, yeah. The Senate should oversight counties, and what we say is that at the doorstep of your ward, you should be feeling representation, or you feel you're part of this country. On this gentleman who talked about when you elect an MP, you expect to see a road. You're very right, but we also need to understand the roles of an MP, an MCA, county government, and the executive, because some roads belong to the national government.
Yeah.
So, but it is your MP to lobby. Yeah. I think you know, there's this thing that leaders have recently just carried themselves as demigods. You can't have their number, you can't meet them. That is someone to remove from that seat. They should be accessible. Yeah? Yeah? Unless they gave you money, you voted for them, so they are running away to recover that money. They should be very accessible.
Okay.
I think, is there Muita answer? Muita asked which question? Was Muita?
As we yeah. You want
Sorry?
him to rephrase his question?
No. I want to tell Muita. I just want to give him an example in
Yeah.
history. You're saying that young people are not convinced, yeah? Sorry?
Mita, you can have the mic and briefly.
The first thing I said was how we really need to decentralize these conversations and what you think should be done about it. The second thing is, how do you think young people should strategically campaign as alternatives to other candidates?
Perfect.
On, by virtue of moral integrity.
Yes.
particularly, yes.
Perfect. So, you see, interrogating a person, I think all of us are fairly educated here. If you go and check me online and my track record, you will find it. We are in the digital age, yeah? So someone cannot just prop up from anywhere and say they want to be your MP, and they have been thieving in the public sector in another office. So we need to interrogate, right? We need to interrogate this kind of people. And on the conversations, I think this is a start. It's a good one.
Yeah.
We should start having this conversation.
More of
In fact, I am one person who has really encouraged activists to join mainstream leadership, because they can bring a lot of value because of their backgrounds.
And their voices.
And then
we have one more question before I allow KD and Habiba
there was
to
one for
answer.
Ndolo, yeah? Ndolo Francis.
Yes.
Ndolo Francis asked, Ndolo Francis. Yeah? So
Yeah.
Ndolo Francis, what I want to tell him is that, you see, the ideas need to reflect our daily struggles. Let me give an example. Right now, when you go to history, the debt from 1963 to Kibaki government was 2 trillion.
Yeah.
Right now we are at 13 trillion. It is odious debt. It is not sovereign debt because it has not hit our consolidated account. These accounts are in New York, JP Morgan, and this money is not reflected in any development. So it is used for doing politics. So if we rally around such ideas, start questioning and putting the government to account.
To account, yeah.
So now from there, we
Yeah.
will know the kind of character we want to get
want to see.
out, and yeah.
Mhm.
So I think those are the questions
Those
that
are
I
the
got. Thank you.
questions.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much for this feedback. I like the fact that we are asking these questions and we are speaking in line of accountability. A question that you may have on your plate before I get the two or so from online.
Okay, sure. I want to start with Mwita's question because it's a space I am fairly knowledgeable in.
Yes.
So how do we decentralize this conversation? Number one, and most importantly, we can be able to utilize our local party structures. So down at the grassroots level, we need to have engagement up to that particular point, and we need to be able to utilize languages that are familiar with the communities. So for example, this is something that for me personally, as somebody who's coming from a remote location in northeastern Kenya, people are actively participating in politics because we've been able to expand the bounds of language. When you have an article of language that you can use to advocate for yourself with, that gives you an opportunity to put a name to your problems in a language that you understand.
Yeah.
And therefore, being able to diversify the language that we use, using simpler terms, and that is why I'm also using Kiswahili as I speak so that it can be able to be understood more broadly by other people. Using digital technology wisely. Why do I say wisely? Most people in remote locations do not have the luxury of technology, and therefore if we have like technology boot camps where people can be able to come, and there's a program that we're currently releasing for a board that is, you know, these ones that you can find in malls and things like that. You can be able to update them remotely, and
On
people
how they
can
can
be able to get information through digital technology far beyond the borders of Nairobi. Also, another thing is bringing public participation closer to people. The problem we have with public participation is that when, for example, a county like Wajir, the closest point for you to be able to do public participation is thousands of kilometers away. Hundreds of kilometers away. And that becomes a real challenge for people who are already dealing with an issue of starvation. You don't have water.
So
What are you
bringing
going
it
to
closer to
focus
people.
on? So
Yeah.
at the end of the day, bringing public participation closer to people. Now, as I close, I want to also echo, or rather answer your question on how to position young people wisely. I think maybe it's okay if I mention the late Honorable Raila Odinga as a figure for this particular thing. The late Honorable Raila Odinga was somebody who we can remember for years in history, not for what he did, but for how he did it. And the only thing I will tell you is that you need to establish one thing: legitimacy. When you have legitimacy within the general populace, you can be able to withstand your ground because people know you for your moral values and being consistent
with it.
Raila was able to build this empire and his identity because he was consistent, regardless of whatever he was standing for, but he was consistent. You kept seeing him day after day after day after day. If young people are able to replicate the same thing, be as consistent and
As
maintain
it was.
their legitimacy, look back into your own records and see if there is anything self-incriminating or can be questioned. Clean that up, make sure that you are a person of moral standing, and then be consistent on what you say. Show up consistently.
Thank you so much for that. Kidi, now that you're the last one, you can answer what you have briefly, and then we get two or so questions online as we wrap this up.
The question is my mic working?
You can try the one.
The question is, what is the place of history? I think appreciating history in building the Kenya we want is important. Because again, as Chinua Achebe once observed, until lions have got their own historians, the history of the hunt will always glorify the hunter. There is three things that history will help us with. The first one is that it will help us uncover marginalized voices. Why is it important that we uncover marginalized voices?
Yeah.
Today, everyone interested in the health of democracy as a form of governance knows that there is something called the threat of extremism, polarization, and radicalization. The question is, what fuels this problem of extremism? It is voices that historically have been marginalized and therefore are resorting to extremism as an alternative means of expression. The second thing is diagnosing systemic inequality. In our case, for instance, you know that for a long time, our economy has been structured around the thinking of Sonal paper number 10. There is a fundamental flaw with the thinking around Sonal paper number 10. It is part of why a brilliant girl like my sister Alima Abiba, will tell you that from where she comes from, the problem of starvation is still a lived reality. It is part of why, if you look at KNBS report, it will tell you that a child born in Narok has got a chance 3 times chances of dying before they attain the age of 7 in comparison to a child born in Kiambu.
Yeah.
So that then those are things that history will help us with. And the third thing is that history will help us foster social cohesion. When people feel hard, people naturally come together and say, can now this be our fresh beginning? Thank you.
Thank you.
The second thing I want to respond to quickly is my county mate. That is how brilliant men from Migori are built. He says that how can young people offer themselves as an alternative? Young people can offer themselves as a genuine alternative when, one, they are able to clearly articulate people's issues. Permit me to use this example. December 2024, Zoran Mamdani was polling at 1%. I know he might not be coming from our context, but he was polling at 1% when he was running as mayor for New York. People whom he was running against Mayor Adams, he was running against former Governor Cuomo, and the other gentleman, Curtis Sliwa, from the Republican Party. But then because Zoran Mamdani was able to articulate issues that are pertinent to the hearts of the people, residents of New York, by the time they were getting to the polls, one, he was able to beat Cuomo. Remember, Cuomo was coming from a dynasty because his father, Mario, had served as governor for New York for 3 consecutive terms. Cuomo, for the 92 presidential elections, could easily have beaten Clinton had he offered himself. He didn't. Because Zoran was able to articulate people's issues, he was able to be elected as mayor for New York.
Yeah.
The third point and the final one is building partnerships. Let us work with young people who are in the space. Let us work with mentors who are in the space, who are well-meaning, so that, as someone has said, that the lady, or is it a woman? It is my brother Gitonga, who said that a woman who started cooking ahead of others has got more broken pots. Let us be able to learn from the broken pots of our elders, know the mistakes to avoid, learn from their blind spots, and help build a better society. Thank you.
Thank you, Kitty, for that. Any 2 comments online as we wrap this?
Well,
I'll take the online
there's a lot of comments online, but the key ones, someone is saying parties, and he's talking about parties, he's saying parties aggregate citizen needs. So if citizens have needs, the best platform to take or sponsor those issues to parliament are parties. Parliamentarians vote based on party position, not the issues of citizens. So the best way to get MPs to act on issues is to have them sponsored by a party, not individual. The second comment reads, parties sponsor candidates that make it to the ballot. Right? So if we want the right people to make it to the ballot, we should get a chance to vote for them at the party level.
Okay.
And you can only vote in a party nomination if you are a party member. So basically what he's saying is elections start at the party nominations. Let's take part in party nominations. Let's join political parties.
Political parties. There's no question online. That's a very good sentiment. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. I think this discussion, we can't exhaust everything about it in a day. I know there are very many questions still that are coming. Okay. Okay, remember I can allow you a few more minutes to discuss. Yes. As she asks a question or comment, remember we are live on Sarah Hub on YouTube. The hashtag is to participate. Okay? Yes, and this is just part of the conversations. More will be coming, right?
Okay, thank you for the opportunity.
Yes.
And I'm loving the conversation.
Okay.
My name is Dorcas Mogambi from the Nairobi region.
Yes, Dorcas.
And I'm happy to be here today, and maybe to echo what has been said by our panelists and all of us in this room today, is just to insist on, as the young people, we really sometimes have conversations, but later on these conversations never materialize. And sometimes why don't they? Because we are not part of the decisions that are made, and also we are never involved in making the decisions. We are involved in passing the decisions. Like, for example, when we have when we go to the ballot, let's come the election days, like the 2027 that is coming, most of us are involved in the voting. And so we shall vote to the candidates that have been presented to us by the parties. We had never had a position to actually choose who goes to the ballot. And so even as we have this conversation around, we should have a conversation of we should be in those parties, because we can never participate in nominations without being members first of a political party. And so when you become members of a political party, we don't become members because we only want leadership positions. We want to become members because we want to be part of the nomination process. We should decide who gets to the ballot. And then again, we decide who gets to the seat. And so as we have this conversation, I feel that even as we have the mentality of joining political parties, let us get into the parties and be a part of the nomination process. Like, we choose who goes to the ballot, and then we have the position of now saying in the ballot now, who goes now into the Senate, who goes into the parliament as an MP, who goes to the presidency. Yeah, I believe we should also have conversations and decisions
that. Thank you. I've seen our panelists have nod. Thank you for that comment. Yes, now that there's more time, I'll allow more people to give comments and feedbacks. Let me start. First, can I start with the lady? Can I? Okay, fine.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, it has been said that you don't necessarily need to have political ambitions to join a political party. You can join a party even as a voter. And now there is where my point is now. There, I think, sijui ni kipengele gani ya sheria yetu, constitution, whereby for you to get some jobs, you must not be a member of a political party. I think hiyo kipengele inafaa itolewe. Ama ni aje?
Yeah.
Hiyo kipengele inafaa itolewe because it is discouraging young people from joining political parties, because I also want to look for a job. And the job I'm looking for will say, if you are a member of a political party, brother jipange. Sio kipengele itolewe jameni.
Thank you, Pascal, for that. We can be generous with the clubs. Don't hesitate. Yes.
Shalom, my brothers and sisters.
Shalom.
Kwa majina naitwa Lea Atieno Otieno.
Yes,
mimi ni budget facilitator. Mimi ni budget champion na bado ni debt champion. So nikiunga mkono chenye Habib, my girl there, amesema tuache kuweka hizo terminologies. Sami kama hii link nimepewa mama mboga wangu, anashangaa hizi vitu mnasema hapa ni gani. So first, tukienda kwa ground tunataka kusimama, na ndugu zangu hapa wanasimama. Tuache kuchagua watu wenye wanatoka nje. Sa for example, acha nijitumie kama example. For example, mimi natoka Siaya. Alafu natoka all the way from Siaya nataka kusimama Mathare. Mimi sijui shida za watu wa Mathare, si ndio? Alafu kitu moja, watu kama mimi kama community nasema ndajitumia kama example. Tuna saa wingi like tuna live 20 bob ya saa hii tunasahau 5 bob ya kesho. So alafu kuna kitu inajiita citizen audit. It's whereby tuna hold wenye wako in power accountable in a good way. Si ati tunatumia kifua. Like sisi wenyewe ndo tuna come up with, tunasema kama,
how does a good way look like?
Yeah, tunasema tume identify hizi ndo shida na hizi ndo vitu ambazo tunataka sisi tufanyiwe, si ndio? Lakini sisi tunafanyanga nini? Sisi tunafanyanga the opposite. Unapata kama for example mtu anakuja anasema anataka kutengeneza maybe health center, na maybe hiyo area yetu hatuna shule. Kama sema for example acha mimi nitumie kama budget facilitator Mathare for the longest time kuna kijiji inajiita Mabatini. Sijui kama mnajua Mabatini. For the longest years Mabatini tujakuwa na shule. Lakini hiyo area kuna leadership inaendelea. Lakini watu like wameuziwa uoga. Like kama venye ndugu yangu hapa alisema, wewe ni maybe tuseme wewe ni mwana kandarasi wa chama fulani. Sasa juu mkubwa wenyu amesema hizi ndio vitu tunafaa tuchague, wewe kama leader wa hiyo region umetoka, hauangalii watu wako wanahitaji nini. So for the longest time I'm proud nilikuwa one of kuandika petitions. Sasa kuna shule inajonga huko Mathare. Aya, then again lastly nikimalizia,
yes,
nasema asante kwa hiyo opportunity nimeongea. Angalau mama mboga wangu huko nyumbani anasikia. Nimeongea kwa lugha ambayo
anaelewa.
Alafu tena siku kitu kingine, mbona sound poa mkiongea Kizungu? Pia mimi najua Kizungu, but tusikue tunasahau pia kutumia hizo terminologies watu wa mtaa wanaelewa. Asante.
Asante sana.
Hajasikia Moses.
Pascal amesema haina noma.
Moses.
Yes.
Senator of Illinois.
Yep. Yes, there's a concern here.
Yes, thank you very much. My name is Shirima, and I was just following the beautiful conversation that we're having in this room. While I do appreciate every sentiment that we're having, I think there is a point that I would love to bring back to us as young people in this room. Most of the time when we talk about how can we achieve this kind of Kenya that we would want, and we have the conversations around joining these political parties as platforms for change, there is one thing that I wouldn't want each and every one of us to forget, and it is what happens in the parliament. If we all follow through parliament's proceedings, in the parliament there are only two sides, and that is the majority side and the minority side. And I would take us back to what happened in 2024 during the finance bill. Do we all think that our MPs knew what was written in that bill? Do we all think that the MPs knew what was written in that bill? Probably not all of them. Probably. I'm using the word probably. So that's an assumption. Allow me make that assumption. And why does that happen? Because most of the time, when they go there, they go having a standing of what the party says. So if the party decides we're going to vote yes, they will vote yes. If the party decides they're going to vote no, they will vote no. And you would imagine us as young people, we were there fighting on the streets and saying that #reject finance bill. But did they hear us? They did not hear us. And so my imagination is this. Us as young people, like what we've been told by Dorcas, most of the time we always wait to go and choose and elect leaders who have already been presented to us by these politicians or the parties during the election period. But why don't we decide to go and occupy those parties so that come 2027, I have someone like Kidi there to be voted in. I have someone like Queen there to be voted in. I have someone like Fadhili to be voted in. I have someone like Akode to be voted in. Whereas I know these are people who have their own ideologies, which are ideologies that are going to foster the kind of Kenya that we want. So even if I decide not to go there and vote, I am confident enough, whoever that is going to be voted in, they are going to draw us closer to that kind of Kenya that we want. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Shirima, for those strong sentiments. I like the conversation on the leaders that we pass through party level. Regardless, if we pass very good leaders at the political party level, whoever gets elected, we know they have the interest of the people at heart, right? Yes. Did I see a hand back there? Yes, please. The online audience, please bring more questions. Fadil, you helping me tracking the online comments, questions, please, from her, and then we see. Yes.
Oh, just to build up on what Shirima was saying,
Yes.
I wanted to say that the Kenya we want is also achievable when we join these political parties. As young people, let's not join political parties because of aspirations, but we can also be voters in this. Like, you're a voter and you're still in the political party. Because when you get to look at the case study of Sakaja's impeachment, this was only possible to be brought to a stop because of the political parties. Those member of parliaments who were in these political parties were able to vote yes or no, and it didn't come to pass. So you can be in that political party not just as an aspirant but also as a voter.
As
Thank
a voter
you.
in it. Thank you. Any comments from online team? Tisikuwe nimewaacha nje?
Before we get online,
yes,
I would really like to emphasize the issue, and I think it has been mentioned before, but it cannot be overemphasized.
Yes.
That we as young people need to, everything that we are discussing here, and once again repeating the issue of patterns. Somebody has spoken about history. We cannot change our countries outside political parties. I think that's a baseline. I come from UDA, the United Democratic Alliance. Some of us come from other parties. I would like to mention them, not to urge you to join a party,
yes,
but to give an example that will bring things closer to home. So as we join political parties, for example, I work in the secretariat of UDA. There's somebody here else who works in ODM, and all these other parties, most young people do not register as members of political parties. So everything that we are discussing here, if our politicians, if our party leaders knew that the youth were the majority members of their political parties, it would have been easier to even push youth agendas. But if the youth are the minority and they also know that the youth will not come out to vote, there's a big probability that they will lay us aside. Politics, once again, is a game of numbers. So as young people, central to all our discussions, let it be political parties. And I believe that even as we spread the hashtag that we are spreading, let us also tell people, let us also tell people how to register as members of political party. *509#. As simple as that. Register to whatever political party you want, and we as young people will be able to change this country. Thank you.
Thank you so much for those comments. Do you have comments online? People online?
Yes. We
Questions,
have
comments?
No, just comments. I'll do two.
Yes.
One says, yes, we can have an impact in political parties. I think the issue of political parties is coming out a lot. Africa's greatest liberator, Nelson Mandela, grew through ANC Youth Wing to become ANC leader and finally the best son of Africa. So yes, also join political parties. They say the last one will be, the Kenya I want is a Kenya where peace is visible through a dignified life for every system, not through the absence of violence.
Thank you so much. One thing I like about this conversation and how it's been, I was about to ask, how do we move now to the beyond the talks and the conversation? What actions do we take? But I like the fact that it has come from you before I actually got to prompt that question. So thank you. There's something I want us to engage in. When it comes to the actions, maybe now my panelists have been there and listening and hearing as well. When it comes to action steps that young people should take, there are very many things that has been said, but what's that thing that you can say for us to attain all these things and the change that we want and the Kenya that we want? What are some of those actions moving forward? Because beyond just conversing issues, reflections, seeing how things are currently, how now do we move forward? How should young people move forward in that regard? All of you can actually give your feedbacks and sentiments, and then I take 2 or 3 from the audience, and then we call it a night.
I guess I will go first. Of everything else you've said,
yeah,
if there is one thing you remember when you walk out of this room, is that political party. The second thing is political party. Anybody want to hazard the third one? Very good. Because when you begin with Gachagua impeachment, when you come to the threat to impeach Sifuna, when you come to Finance Bill 2024, Finance Bill 2025, Finance Bill 2026, people vote on the basis of party lines. So that when the party is able to articulate your position, then you know your MP will vote along that line. If your party prioritizes the question of youth unemployment, it will be a government. Now it will be a government priority. Back to the first question. So of everything else we've said, we were saying all of that so that ultimately we remember that we must be in political parties because that is where power is domiciled. Asanteni.
Thank you so much. Baby?
I think most of the action steps have already been deliberated upon throughout the course of the conversation in general from what Kidi has mentioned. I think for me now is to fill in the gap that is left from this particular conversation, and that is the role of women in this space. And that role cannot be understated, whether we like it or not, whether you feel uncomfortable about it or not. The thing is, women are the most reliable voting bloc in this country. Every person who is aspiring knows if you win kura za wanawake, umeshinda. So we need to be able to also articulate women's issues properly because they have been neglected. And this is not something that we are just talking about. It is documented and it is in history. And I also want to call upon the women here and online that you can also take up these positions. At the end of the day, I know our African culture say, you know, mwanamume ndio kiongozi and all that. And we are not saying that we are doing away with them entirely, but the thing is, there are certain things that women are able to elaborate on more as the bestowers of those particular issues compared to men. And therefore, we need an equal space and right. It is our human rights. Women's rights are what? Human rights. We need an equal space to be able to do that. And I'm telling you, we are done with asking. We are going to get in there by hook, by crook. Countries, majority countries that are led by women report higher levels of happiness. Statistically, they report higher levels of social development.
For you.
They report higher levels of social development, and it's because of the level of empathy that is being impacted across the space, contrary to what we are seeing today with our political system full of violence and chaos. So this is something that I also appeal to our gentlemen. Let us consider another opportunity where women lead as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. You can be generous with your claps, Erickson.
Thank you. I think very good comments coming from everyone. Thank you so much. So I will not repeat what Kidi and my fellow panelists have said. I think that is very clear. It is political parties, right? So I want to give my intellectual contribution to how else we can make Kenya better. So there's what we call amending the constitution of Kenya. Okay? There's something called popular initiative. If today any Kenyan of sound mind, not a politician, wants to amend the constitution, they just have to draft their, like people have said here, these are the things we want. You draft that, you collect 1 million signatures, it goes to IBC, after it is verified, goes to county assemblies, only 24 should pass it, and the politicians and the president don't have any other way of saying no. It becomes law. I'm saying this because I was privileged to be part of the team that did Punguza Mizigo Kenya. It was the only initiative that passed all the legal parameters of Kenya. It died a political death. You understand how it died, yeah? It's fine. Because it was never debated, the merits and the demerits. So young people with numbers, what you can do, if these numbers are to be useful, if things are not going through the courts and parliament, let's draft a bill and change the constitution of things we don't want. Make sense?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Also, I need to just assist my friend here. He talked about if you're a member of a political party, then you cannot join a political. If you cannot get employment. No, that's actually not right. I think those people are just prejudiced. Chapter 4, Bill of Rights, Article 38. Every adult citizen has the right to vote by secret ballot, be a registered voter, and campaign for any political party. So the constitution is very clear. No one is, denied this right. Yeah? Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Do you have a comment online? I want to close this.
My comment, not comment online.
Your comment.
Yeah, on what action youth
Yeah, what
actions.
yeah, that's the only one I'm allowing people to respond on. What actions can we as young people take moving forward? If you have comments in that regard, I will give you less than a minute. Yes.
Okay, in less than a minute. What
Yes.
has been our hashtag today? What has been our hashtag today?
To participate.
Basically, this is something that we have been doing online. So basically, all I'm urging young people that another action we can be doing is getting online, pushing our agendas. For example, today we are talking about the Kenya I want. What's the Kenya you want? So if you see a hashtag like that, a hashtag that is going to help you, please take part in it. If you see online people are saying, let's join political parties, basi tufanye nini? Let's join political parties.
Thank you. You're talking about moving forward?
Yes.
No more comments about how young people will move forward. That's the only thing I'm taking. I can take one here and then maybe one here and then we conclude, right? Yes.
Hello, good people.
Hello, good person.
I'm Nedi Kutsuru. It will not be normal when the day ends. Na sitakuwa nimemake any comment. A lot has been said. Maybe I'll just summarize by saying that it's evident that political parties decide who get into the ballot, and decisions in parliament are influenced by the party positions. And the question is, are the young people in these parties, have the young people occupied the parties? So if you are not in these spaces, that means the decisions of our future are being made by other people. So my call and my urge to our young people, the message is to participate. Let's occupy these parties. The message is to participate. The message is
to participate.
Good. Let's occupy these parties in kwa chama. That's where a lot of good things happen. Thank you.
Thank you. I will take one more. I hope it's in line with what you're saying.
Wananchi power. Wananchi power. I am so grateful to be here. My good name is Haya Dennis.
Yes, Dennis.
And I am a lawyer by profession. And therefore, the questions that are being stipulated here, one, the questions that are requesting for people with intellectual capacity to unlock that is opaque. I will be very brief and very straightforward.
Yes, our learned friend.
To your question.
Yes, please.
One thing that it is a bad manners to us is that youths are enemies to themselves. They are not comfortable with some people on top. Now that we are going to join political parties, it is very obvious that the political parties belong to certain people and the party owners. And with these party owners, they had put some people to be heads of these political parties.
My learned friend, as you answer
Can we,
people. Yes.
Therefore,
yes,
as we join this political party, can we not join with violence, stay cool, learn as we rise? Second thing, let us not join political parties just to be members. Let us join political parties as we know what we want. A good example is myself. I am a member of DCP party and I represent persons with disability nationally. When I was joining that political party, I knew I am a member, yes. But I knew what I wanted. Sooner or later, I'll be representing people in the National Assembly. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for that statement and sentiment. There is nothing online for online people? Great. Allow me to wrap this up today. As I said, we participate. Thank you for participating. Clap for yourselves. I really appreciate that. Remember, these conversations we can't start today. They say Rome was never built in a day, right? There's so many things to talk about. There's so many things to look and see the way forward that we cannot finish today. But the good thing is, this conversation is just not ending in Nairobi. We have more counties that we'll be going to. There is Machakos, there is Kajiado. Just we'll keep that online. But please follow our hashtag to participate. Panelists, do you have one second closing remarks? Not too many words. I know you guys have content and wisdom packed in you. 1 minute, and we wrap this up. Less than a minute even. 30 seconds closing remarks. Yes. And then we call this a night.
We have been crying about the problem of tribalism. The only way to end
Kidogo,
it.
Mr. Kidi. This is final remarks. When someone says things today, or you get? Yes. We are ready? We experiment. Mr. Say one statement.
Collectively, we have decried the challenge of tribalism. If we want to end it, let us join political parties that shall demonstrate that they shall organize on the basis of programmatic agenda. Thank you.
Makofi kwake. Thank you. Yes, Mr. Erickson. Viva. I like that.
Good.
Yes,
Very good
we
energy.
continue the same energy. Yes.
Good energy. So mine is very short.
Yes,
It's a quote from Franz Fanon. He said, each generation must out of obscurity determine what they can do for generational change. Either betray it or fulfill it. Thank you.
Wisdom. Clock it. Wisdom. Yes. Wisdom.
So as we join political parties,
yes,
there is something that we must not forget. Let me stand. Vijana power. Vijana power. Vijana zigizaga. Vijana zigizaga. Warembo high. Warembo power. Vijana high. Vijana power. Very good. That is the thing that we must not forget. We must not forget. We have the power.
Yes, we have the power and we have the voices, right?
Nataka power.
Yes. Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate everyone who has been joining online, those who are present in the room with us today. The hashtag keeps going. This whole season we'll be doing different conversations in different regions. Thank you so much for being part of it. Continue sharing. Thank you, my panelists, for being here with us today. Thank you, my beautiful audience. We clap for ourselves. Yes, asanteni sana, and see you on the next to participate county, right? Yes, thank you so much.
Aya, una chai ma.